Welcome to part 2 of Questions of Life, from the Shire to the Lonely Mountain and everything in between. If you were to ask me to describe my dream home to you, I think I could do it in an instant. I think we've all probably spent time dreaming about that perfect home. And maybe you're fortunate enough to live there now. That place that we call a forever home. A place of peace, contentment, tranquility, where we can see out our days. A refuge from the busyness of the world. When the day comes for my retirement as a vicar, you see, I won't live in my own house till then. And I do know it's a long way off. But I often think I would love to live in a stone cottage in a Cornish fishing village with panoramic sea views. I can see it now. Katie, 2 Labradors, a walled garden, windy walks on the beach, the warmth of a log fire to relax by and read, a local pub and church to spend time with friends and family. Because if the coronavirus has reminded me of one thing, it is that I love being with people, so I could never be isolated, truly. But I wonder if you can picture that perfect place, that sanctuary, a refuge, somewhere where you can escape to get away from the world. For many, this, I think, is the life goal of our culture. It's the life goal. And TV programmes like Escape to the Country are designed to sell us that dream. They tell us that this dream is the climax of the story of life. It's our ultimate destination, that perfect picture, that picture-perfect home. And I think that this just sums up Bilbo Baggins' life too. So I'm going to read an extract to you from The Hobbit. In a hole in the ground there lived a hobbit. Not a nasty, dirty, wet hole, filled with the ends of worms and an oozy smell, nor yet a dry, bare, sandy hole with nothing in it to sit down on or to eat. It was a hobbit hole. And that means comfort. It had a perfectly round door like a porthole, painted green, with shiny yellow brass knob in the exact middle. The door opened onto a tube-shaped hall like a tunnel, a very comfortable tunnel without smoke, with panelled walls and floors tiled and carpeted, provided with polished armchairs and lots of pegs for hats and coats. The hobbit was fond of visitors. The tunnel wound on and on, going fairly but not quite straight into the side of the hill. The hill, as all the people for many miles round called it, had many little round doors opened out of it, first on one side and then on another. Comfort, luxury, food, panelled hallways, pictures, fine furniture, tranquility and peace. No unwelcome distractions, a life of no surprises, and a pantry and the dream home. That was Bilbo's life. See, Bilbo's main aim in life, and for many of the hobbits, is to live as safe and comfortably as possible with 0 disruptions and absolutely no surprises. You see, for many of us, we go to work so that we can pay the mortgage, improve our homes, buy luxury items to fill it, before we knock down the walls to build a dream open plan kitchen, and then maybe a few years later we decide to extend for more space as our family grows. But what if there was a whole world outside these 4 walls? But we keep ourselves on the dream. We strive to earn more money so that one day we can achieve that dream of creating our own hobbit hole in the safety of a remote shire. But do we risk missing out on something, I wonder, if this becomes our whole life story? Imagine if Bilbo stayed in the hobbit hole for the whole of the book. It would be so dull. It would be the worst book ever. His life would have been so much smaller. The story of his life would be defined by comfort, safety, and a spacious, nice home, and luxury items filling it up, rather than a life of adventure which involves struggle, fellowship, challenge, danger, and great reward. I sometimes wonder if we spend so much time securing our perfect sanctuary to escape from the world, that we miss out on a whole world, something far riskier, something that spills out beyond our security of our cosy forever home and a life outside the Shire. I think we miss being part of a greater story. Well, Jesus, like Gandalf does to Bilbo, calls us to forget these dreams and enter into a grand story that spans thousands of years. He challenges us to risk losing material comfort for a life of following him. Paul writes to the Colossians, "Set your minds on things above, not on earthly things." Gandalf will challenge Bilbo in this book to step out of his hobbit hole and to discover the world beyond his safe and secure sanctuary, just as Jesus calls us to leave behind earthly dreams for a story that takes us to new heights and far off places. A life of adventure. This is what Jesus calls us to. He offers us. I wonder if you feel called to be part of a bigger story.